don't think you're ready.
You know what? I tell y'all this. Impact, they really came out here and took me down the memory lane. And I really appreciate it. I really do. I really do. I feel like we might have some different opinions on what we thought on the show. So I guess we'll get into it right after this. Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, she means always, they mean always, you mean always, an instant classic.
Danny Dog! Hi, Jake.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
Okay, I thought Casey was gonna say something. So I was waiting. What is going on? Good.
I was just gonna say we need to update that again. Like
I mean,
the
what would you say?
music's okay. The music's okay. It's just
Mm-hmm.
we saying the same stuff over and over again. We need to update it. We have new catchphrases and whatnot.
We don't. What do we say that's new?
Googleable. By the way, sidebar. I got an email from TeePublic. They took down the Googleable T-shirt because it got flagged by Google for.
Not even surprised. Not even surprised.
I saw that. I was like, really? They're gonna come back after a small podcast? Like, come on.
Right. Not even surprised. Google was like, y'all ain't no Googleable. What y'all talking about? Y'all ain't no Googleable.
The one shirt, and they're like, nah, bro, nah.
It's actually my favorite one out of the bunch. What is going on, good people? Back at it again. DJ here. Justin is to my right. I think that's right. If you are watching, I think he's to my right. Yeah, he over there. And then Casey's at the bottom. Adam will be joining us later on, like another day. But
another
video. But what is going on, good people? We're talking about Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2022. Overall thoughts, I'm gonna be honest, for me, it was good, but I didn't think it was as good as what was the show we really liked, Justin? The last one, the one before this one.
Under Siege?
Under Siege, I think.
Yeah, that special, right? Not the actual pay-per-view.
No, the actual pay-per-view.
Rebellion.
Yeah, I think Rebellion was better than this one. I don't know what it was. I thought it was smoother, a little bit cleaner. I just felt like it felt like it was a better show, and maybe because this one had so much anticipation because it's Slammiversary, 20 years, and all that. But for some reason, that show just felt better to me. I thought the show was good. Overall, was a good show. Every time I watch Impact, I just feel like either there's so much potential or there was so much potential. I don't know how to feel about it because on one hand, it's not like they're dead. It's not like they can't rise from the dead if they can find any sort of budget. I feel like we need to seek out people who do budgeting, and we need to make them the sponsor of the Impact reviews. So then that way we can talk about budgets and we can throw that. Anyway, call me. We need some sponsors for the podcast. So call me. But I just feel like there's part of me that's like living in this, I guess, old mindset where I'm sitting here thinking, dang, Impact's got so much potential. They really do, but they just don't got the money. They just don't have the money at all. It's like Impact, they do everything you want to do right, but they look like a small scale show on national television, which just doesn't work. I mean, but
Ring of Honor has been that way for 20 years, but we don't complain about Ring of Honor.
But Ring of Honor still like
Ring of Honor knows what it is, and it stays where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm. It's just like I still struggle to understand why Impact doesn't even just look better than what it is. We was talking about this in the last Impact review we did. I did with Justin. Like, first off, rearrange. I don't care if you have 20 people in that audience. Rearrange how they're sitting. It shouldn't look like you have 20 people in that audience. If you're going to be on national TV, it should not look like you got 20 people in that audience. It should look like you got about 400 at least, right? I mean, you are a nationally televised wrestling company, right? Like you can adjust to make those 20 people look like 200, but it's all about how you arrange the seating, and also at the same time, it's about how you shoot the show. That's my issue with Impact. Impact, for some reason, has this weird like asphyxiation with looking small now. And I'm like, I don't mind that you are smaller than you used to be, but help me believe that there's more people there than there really is.
And to kind of add on that point, because I've been on shows where, you know, we wanted to make, because it was going to be broadcast, we wanted to make it look bigger, you know. So, you know, you put people, you know, on, you know, hard cams. So where the hard cam's going to see, you put all of the people there, you know, you move seats. And I've even heard of shows where the promoter will tell guys like, hey, try not, you know, if you're going to go out to the outside, try not to go on the side, you know, side of hard cam, because that's where we want to keep the least amount of people, because you're not going to see over there, right? It's the same. And even WWE does this. This is where there was a while back where people kept showing pictures of like half empty arenas, when it really was like that was the average show. It's just where they were taking the picture, WWE doesn't really put fans in those seats, because that's where the hard cam is. The most of the show, you're going to see the other side. So why would you need to put a bunch of fans over there? You know, it just, it didn't make sense. So it's putting people in the right place, and then having your guys not go where you don't want people to see things. You don't want to see a half empty arena. Especially if it's a big show, like an anniversary show. That's where you really want to make it seem like, oh, we sold out. You know, this is huge, blah, blah, blah. Even if it's not, you know, you have to give that illusion that it's packed to the gills, you know, that it's to the rafters. And there was a couple other things that I didn't like production wise. I don't know if you guys were specifically talking about this show or Impact in general. But there was a few things like I like that they were in the original building, the Impact Zone, but I one and I guess I'll kind of give a bunch of my disliking of the show. Not even disliking, things that I wish that they had done, that they could have done, that they didn't. One, I wish that they had brought back more of the aesthetic of the sort of asylum entrance, and like make it feel like it used to. There's something about it that just took me out of it. I was like, yeah, they're in the building, it's nostalgic, but there was something about it that didn't have that feel that it used to. That I feel like something just needed to change, that it could have had that feel. Also, the announce team. I have no problem with their current announce team, their current commentary. But for your 20th anniversary, you're telling me there's no way you could have somehow got at least one of the original commentators?
I would say at least Mike Tenay. I know Don West is sick, right? But
yeah,
at least Mike Tenay.
At least get Mike Tenay for one night. For one night. And another thing, and I talked to Adam about this a little bit. I like that they did get AJ to do a quick video for the 20th anniversary, and I'm happy that WWE allowed that. But you're telling me you couldn't have somehow made a deal to have AJ actually be there for just one night? Doesn't have to wrestle, doesn't have to compete, just come out, shoot a promo, talk to the crowd, whatever. And you know, he if you need him on Monday Night Raw, I think he's on SmackDown, right? So you wouldn't.
He's on Raw.
He's on Raw.
Yeah.
Even if you needed him on Raw, he could have taken a red-eye flight and been there for Raw the next day. It's not like wrestlers don't do that. You know what I mean? It happens. That was something that kind of bothered me. And again, I don't know if WWE would have charged them in an insane amount. I don't think if it was just AJ making the deal, I don't think he would have necessarily charged them a ridiculous amount, because at the end of the day, that's where he really got his big start. And I would think that he would be like, okay, I'll do it for this amount, whatever. But that was just one thing I was like, I wish he was there. I wish he could have been there. And I wish he had more of the originals there. Like they had some, but I wanted to see more originals for the 20th.
Yeah, I could see that. Justin, overall thoughts on the show before we jump into it?
Yeah, my overall thoughts. Kind of going into the show, there wasn't really a whole lot of buzz surrounding the show. Like, oh yeah, this is the 20th, anniversary of Impact Wrestling, TNA. And I feel like the reason why, because like they don't get so much of the buzz, because like the way they're marketed, like the way they're marketed isn't like the greatest, and the way they announce things on like social media, like it's like people go like, oh wait, and like Impact's still around, TNA still doing stuff, and people like when they see the name, they go like, oh yeah, they're probably doing some corny stuff over there still. But no, overall, I thought it was a really good show. I mean, the kickoff, didn't really matter, or the countdown didn't really matter. And I was kind of unsure how the main event was going to go with Josh Alexander and Eric Young, because I didn't know if it was going to like live up like to the hype, because like, oh, that seems like it's going to be like an odd match, seem like that, like they're not going to like mesh very well together. But we'll talk about that when we get to that match, though.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave my thoughts right there. We'll get to them later. Let's jump into the first match we had. Ignoring the pre-show. So Ultimate X, the X Division.
Oh,
did you watch it?
No.
You watched it?
No.
Oh, no. Shark Boy.
You gonna ignore the first, sir. First of all, they brought the greatest match in Impact history, a reverse battle royal. All right. Shut your mouth. You shut your face. Second of all, we had the greatest final two in battle royal history, and Shark Boy won.
I don't even remember what a reverse battle royal is at this point.
So they all start on the outside of the ring. And then the first 8 guys that get in the match, then they have the first 8 guys that get in the ring, they have a traditional battle royal. Well, you have to go over the top rope to get into the ring. And then you have a traditional battle royal with those 8 guys. And then when it comes down to the last 2, it becomes a pinfall match or submission or count out, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Which there were so many clowns in this match. Like, I was going, when I saw
some damn respect.
Was Curryman in here?
What's that?
Was Curryman in there?
No. Because when I saw Steve also who's the announcer? Pencer. When he was doing the announcements, like he botched, like he was trying to announce everybody, and like he just gave up on like announcing everybody there. Like he just botched it all at the beginning.
Halfway through, he was like, "Fuck this."
He goes like, "Screw this." And Steve Backlund, when he was doing his entrance, he was coming down to the ring. He was like, "Screw this." He was like, he was way over this match here. Also, Chris Bay.
It was so big that he didn't need to announce everybody.
It was the greatest reverse battle royal ever. That's what it was. That's what it was.
You're damn right it was.
When I saw Chris Bagg, like, he's one of the guys who needs to win this match, or like Steve Macklin. But then when I was thinking, like, what, they're probably gonna give it to one of these Impact originals, kind of pay homage, like I said, pay homage to the originals of TNA, which it did.
What happened was Shark Boy won because he's the only one who's ever been a reverse battle royal, so he knew how to win. You guys act like this was scripted or it was predetermined. No, this was a shoot. This match was a shoot, and he won because he knows how to win at a reverse battle royal.
Because he shot him right out of the ring.
Wait, he pinned him, but
oh, that's true. All right. Okay. Ultimate X. We had.
There was another match on the pre-show.
Oh, sorry. Rich Swann versus Brian Myers, Impact's Digital Media Championship.
Yeah, I didn't care. I just wanted to tell you that there was another.
Okay, well, we shouted him out. Shout out to Rich. Shout out to Brian. Yep, there we go. That'll do it. So Ultimate X for the Expedition Championship.
End of the review, guys.
End of the show. Thanks for watching.
Trey Miguel, Kenny King, the returning Andrew Everett, who was in the place of
Jack Evans.
Jack Evans. Alex Zane, not to be related to Sami Zayn. Ace Austin, not to be related to Stone Cold Steve Austin. The X Division champion, and Mike Bailey.
Not to be related to Bailey.
Okay.
So
alcoholic. Oh,
yeah.
So this was a lot of fun. I always like Ultimate X. I didn't realize they had like 40 of these or something. Is that what they said? On commentary, I could have swore they said this is the 47th Ultimate. I'm like, when? Y'all stopped doing them for like 5 years.
I mean, probably because they had a couple on like just impacts that like didn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I just didn't remember there being that many, but it was a lot of fun. I like
because then there was like Ultimate X,
Elevation X,
different Elevation X, like different like yeah.
What a time. Mike Bailey ended up winning this match, which was fun. For some reason I was kind of feeling like Ace Austin might retain, but I think it was a good time to put the title on Mike Bailey. I think a lot of people seem to like him. And I mean, I just don't understand how they be climbing them cables though. I beat him fell off.
Yeah, especially how Mike Bailey, he was just hanging upside down with his legs. Like you gotta have a lot of leg strength to do that.
Surprised they didn't bring back Suicide for this one. A little surprised, ain't gonna lie to you. But good match. It was very good. I'm just always wondering like what's gonna happen to all these guys. Like obviously they're not gonna be on the roster because LOL TNA every time they find something good, they decide to not sign them. Like Kenny King, Andrew Everett, even Alex Zane. I don't see those guys being on the roster. I mean, that really just depends on the future of Ring of Honor, though, too, doesn't it?
That's true, yeah.
The future that Tony Khan could literally put money in the Ring of Honor and let them start right back up right now, but he's not.
He's too busy putting money into new championships when they can't even book the ones they already have properly.
No. Casey, thoughts on the Ultimate X match? That was.
I was into it until I saw a Canadian's Destroyer off the top rope. Y'all need to stop. Just stop.
Okay, for the record, though, for the record, I think this is all your fault. You were the one that said we needed more Canadian Destroyers probably about 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago now. And now we get them.
I never said that.
So you said everybody should be doing the Canadian Destroyer. You said it. I remember.
Show me the video. Show me
it's
the proof.
It's on record.
Show me the proof right now. Show me. Look it up.
I don't have the proof right now, but I will find it.
You ain't got the proof.
I will find it the same way I found you giving credit to the Young Bucks. I will find it.
I never did that. You ain't got proof of that either. Nope. No one saw it. Didn't happen. Nope.
Any more thoughts, Case?
Well, no. I was just like, especially the fact I believe last time I checked, I thought Petey Williams was sign to Impact again.
I think so.
I think so. So it was like, I feel like nobody else should be doing the Canadian Destroyer when you have the originator on the roster. Like, and he's still active. He still wrestles. You know, like, yes, you could say that, you know, Kevin Owens uses a stunner, but he uses it now, well after, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin is retired. And like, yes, there were other guys that used it, but not in the same company. Like Mikey Whipwreck used his version of the Stone Cold Stunner or of the Stunner. Shark Boy uses
The Chummer.
Yeah. But again, it's a different company. I don't think if you have the originator of a move signed to your company that anyone else should do it. You know, it's just, especially off the top rope. Why? Logically, if you do that to somebody, they should be dead. They are landing on their head. It does not make sense.
True. Justin, thoughts on Ultimate X?
Justin gets no thoughts because he cut me off. He's a jerk.
I want to cut you off. You keep
I
going.
was trying to explain the reverse battle royal, and this asshole just like, you know what? I'll explain it. And East Coast time is the best, so you shut your dirty whatever time zone you're in mouth.
Central. Come on. You're almost there.
Not even real time zone.
That ain't real time zone.
Really
if it's not East, that it ain't real. East
True.
is the only one that matters. The beast in the East. That's true. It's
East
true.
Coast, West Coast. You
know, this match felt like an AEW match a lot. Like I feel, and like the reason why I say that is because I feel like a lot of guys were standing around for for their spots like for a long period of time. Like,
welcome to pro wrestling.
But that's not usually how the X division goes. Like usually it's like really fast paced. Like they're hitting, like they're doing some crazy spots in these matches, but usually it's not that choreographed, which I felt like it was here. Maybe some of these guys, you know, haven't really been, you know, in these match situations that much. You know,
if you look back, it was there were times where guys just wait for.
Maybe I just noticed it more in this match here, but you know, I definitely agree with Casey that. Yeah, the Canadian Destroyer is so overused, and even the super kick and even the Spanish fly, you know, those moves, like, oh my lord, especially the super kick. I feel like everybody uses super kick, but
I mean, I used one getting out of the shower today, you know. So super kick. All right, we're back.
Super kick party. It's the Young Bucks. They ruined it. They ruined the
That
super
sounds
kick.
dangerous. You gonna slip and fall.
But I like the stuff that Mike Bailey was doing this match. I like how he hit the Ultimo weapon off the steel cables. That was nice.
He hit Ultimo Dragon? What? Why would he do? Why would
Ultimo
he
weapon. The Ultimo weapon.
Why would he hit Ultimo Dragon? That's
Ultimo Dragon. Because Ultimo Dragon just showed up in this match.
What did he ever do?
You know, it was also cool seeing Andrew Everett back here. I was wondering. I don't know what he's like currently doing. Like, I know he's been doing some indie shows because I saw him
waiting for Trevor Lee to show up.
Waiting for Trevor Lee to show up. I saw him back in January at a Wrestling Revolver show. So I mean that was pretty cool seeing. But I don't know what like he's currently doing, you know, right now. Like if he's wrestling like an MLW or he's wrestling like for other promotions like GCW and stuff. Actually, I think he was this recently on
probably
GCW
on AEW Really Dark.
AEW Really Dark. Probably.
Update. Adam says, "Hurry up! How long does it take to talk about the show?" I told him the first match.
No, but yeah, it was a really solid match. I'm happy that Mike Bailey won, and that's my prediction going into this show. And it was a solid match.
All right, should we push through and just skip to the end, or what?
Let's keep going with this guy.
All right, Rosemary and Natalya Valkyrie versus the Influence for the tag team titles. I was not expecting Rosemary and Taya to win this match, but apparently Madison got hurt, which might have been half the issue. What?
Cool. I didn't watch this match.
And I think that Taya Valkyrie, not Taya Valkyrie, sorry. Tennille Dashwood, she's apparently going away for a while. So
I mean, I will say this. Rosemary, I hate to say this. Rosemary got a little bit more in the front there. A little bit more in the front there than you used to have back in the.
What you alluding to? What you alluding to there?
She got a little more in the front there.
You stop talking about my wife like that. I remember that she's my wife. Okay.
She got a little more. That is place in Charlotte called Chubbs. She got little Chubbs in the front. she got little Chubbs in the front there.
What's wrong with that? She's still a beautiful woman.
She is, she learned that from Abyss.
Purifying, beautiful woman.
But I was surprised that they won this, especially because Taya is just random in this tag team. But okay, whatever. Casey, since you didn't watch this match, Justin, what was your thoughts?
It was a match, as Casey would say. It was a match.
Easy enough, right? Okay. Oh, for real? You was for real? Okay.
Yeah, I'm for real. It was a match. I'm happy. I'm happy that Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary won.
Why'd you have to question it? Now he's gonna go on. Say more.
I'm happy that Toesmary? I don't even.
Toesmary.
That's a good tag team right there. Toesmary.
Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie. I'm happy they won.
Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary are now Toesmary.
On my review, I called. I was talking about Taya Valkyrie's song, and I called it a thong. I go, yeah, I must like your thong too.
But
no.
Don't we talking about Johnny Dark, Impact's wife?
No, but yeah, it was just a match.
Dark, Nitro.
Okay. So after spending 24 hours in the dark with no food, Moose and Sami Callihan had to battle. I didn't understand it either. Just gonna be honest with you.
Okay, I was wondering. It was like, was there something that I missed? Why?
I don't know. They didn't really explain this. Like, this is the great time for the commentators to be like, it was Sammy's idea because he's insane. Ball. Whatever. But anyway, Monsters Ball match. Sammy versus Moose. Why did Moose decide to do the sky high and sit down on the tacks? I never understand. I never get it. I never get it. He will never get all them tacks out his booty. He will forever have a tack in the booty every time. Okay, every time. Every time you watch Moose, please don't take this guy to context. Somebody gonna make this a TikTok. Every time you watch Moose, look at his booty. Every time you watch Moose, you gotta look at his booty because they're gonna be attacking it. Okay, I'm telling y'all. But I thought this was good. I miss heel Sami Callihan, the one that used to spit in the air. And the one I still like Sammy, I do, but I just miss heel Sammy. I do want Sammy to have a good title run. It needs to happen. But I do miss my Sammy though. I miss my heel Sammy. Dastardly Sammy.
Sammy Shaw.
Yes. But this was good. Had some cool Monsters Ball spots in it. This wasn't the match where there was a black hole slam hit. I don't remember what match that was, but it was hilarious when I saw it because I was like, oh, it was black hole slam. They did a lot of that in this show, just like
it was I'm pretty sure it was the main event.
Yeah, just like utilizing other people's moves, like originals moves, which I thought was kind of cool. Little pay homage to the guys, whatever. Even though I get it, it doesn't like discredits their move a little bit because you didn't finish them off of it. But even still, good match, fun. Callahan got his revenge, and it was good. Casey, thoughts on the Monsters Ball? Hardy's revenge. That's what we really needed. That's what I was waiting on. But
I was confused as to why. Like, I get it. The Monsters Ball is an original, Impact idea. It's their match, whatever. basically a hardcore match, but like it's their version of, you know, every company has their version of like a street fight or hardcore match, whatever. And I know, you know, obviously probably had no way of getting Abyss to appear on the show because he's currently working for WWE as I think a writer or something. But I was like, to me it didn't make sense. Like if it was somebody that had history with Abyss and then was like, you know what, I challenge you to a Monsters Ball match. Okay. Even and you had him on the show later on. Even if you had something where James Mitchell managed one of them for this match and challenged, uh, for to a Monsters Ball match, that would have made more sense. But like, it was just weird to me that they specifically were using a Monsters Ball match for these two because I was like, there's really no connection to the Monsters Ball match or Abyss or anything like that. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of watched this match. I saw the tag spot that may or may not go on the TikTok. Listen, I can't promise when you say things and then you tell me not to put them on the tickety talk. I can't promise that they're not going to end up on the tickety talk.
Justin, thoughts on the Monsters Mall?
It was a pretty good match. What was best? Oh yeah, so the beginning of the match was kind of slow for my liking, like with them, like with Sam McCallahan, attacking Moose, and then Moose hitting a whole bunch of urinagi like on the side of the apron and through the table. I did like the spot where Moose got powerbombed through on the trash can. That was a nice spot. Like that looked stiff as hell.
I mean, probably because it was.
I don't know. I feel like I was expecting more out of this match. Or I don't know why. Like maybe I was expecting like some glass or like some light tubes. I don't know what I was expecting, but I mean this isn't GCW, but I was expecting something more like a crazier match. Like because Abyss, he put on some crazy Monster Ball matches.
In his booty. What more do you want?
But I feel like the thumbtack spot is so overused in Impact.
And his booty.
This is true. And he got pile drive on them tacks like 3 times. And he kicked out at the second one like at 1, like which was crazy. Like, how did you kick out that? Meats, booty meats.
Okay.
But yeah, Sammy Callahan won. I mean, I'm happy that I got his revenge. I mean, it was all match.
Speaking of good matches, the Good Brothers versus the Briscoes. Very good.
I have to go watch this again.
Very good. I love this. The Briscoes, every time I watch them, make me realize why I love them so much. And then, I mean, the Good Brothers, you just can never go wrong with the Good Brothers. I was surprised they won this match. It makes me question Impact's sanity sometimes because I'm like, be out there and sign the Briscoes though. Like they right there. Like they right there though. Y'all need to sign them like yesterday, today, and forever. Come on. This match was good though. I liked it. And this just in, Mark Briscoe got 7 kids.
And he is my spirit animal.
And one of them is Casey. Casey, did you have any thoughts on this?
I aspire to do promos like Mark Briscoe. Just eating a bag of chips or like a corn dog or something, just random. I don't think people understand how much I love Mark Briscoe. I watched the beginning of this match and then I had to go run upstairs and do something and I forgot to pause it, so I have to go back and watch it. But I mean, it's the Briscoes and the Good Brothers. How could it not be, 10 stars in the Tokyo Dome. I'm just saying.
I mean, I will say this. The Good Brothers won, so that probably means Kenny Omega's coming back because every time they win the titles, somehow Kenny ends up around the AEW title because logic.
Please no.
Justin, thoughts?
I thought this was a really good match, but I'm just kind of upset with the. I'm kind of upset with the results of the match because I'm like, does that mean that the Briscoe brothers are done in Impact? Because I feel like their run was just going to start because they just won the title back at Under Siege. So,
and if you were going to have a run this short, then why the heck didn't you let them win it the first time they challenged?
Yeah, because like the first time they had the match was it was at the Multiverse of Madness show back in April, and then the Good Brothers won there. Go ahead.
They're going to get a rematch. It's in every contract ever.
Or maybe they just want to keep this feud going, and because maybe there's not much tag teams around in Impact. I mean, there are tag teams. It's just that they probably don't want to use them right now, which is sometimes I don't understand Impact. But since the Good Brothers have them, I feel like they're, and if they don't have the Briscoe Bros come back, for these tapings. Man, I did not want to see the titles get put back on the Good Brothers. I don't think anybody wanted this. Nobody wanted this. Like, I don't like the silly, goofy Good Brothers, the ones that do corny stuff. I like the serious Good Brothers. Like back a few months ago when they were having that feud with.
You can leave.
The Good Brothers. The thing about the Good Brothers, like little goofy side, is like at least they're big enough to be goofy and actually beat you up. Not goofy or try to be serious, like we're gonna beat you up, and then you're the size of the Young Bucks. I'm just saying. I love the Young Bucks. I still do, but I'm just saying they backwards. Anyway.
Yeah, but I like the more serious Good Brothers. Like that feud a few months ago when they were like feuding with Violent by Design. I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty good stuff here. They were cutting some pretty good promos back and forth. But this whole goofy stuff, I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of that. Like the face Good Brothers. And
don't like Goofy.
Yes, I don't like Goofy from Mickey Mouse.
Impact Originals versus
no, we're not going to move on from him disrespecting Sex Ferguson like that.
So the Impact Originals and Honor No More.
I'm not done talking about Sex Ferguson.
In a match that Honor No More is literally in every pay-per-view there ever was.
Furthermore, too bad.
It was a good match. It was cool that Davey Richards came back. I was happy that Dixie Carter came out. That was a surprise, surprise.
When I saw Dixie Carter come out, like it's gonna be EC3. It's gonna be
my only issue is I wish they would have told Dixie not to reveal who it was. Just let him come out. Just let his music hit. Even though the music wasn't loud enough for anybody to hear it anyway. Production team.
Well, so I love Davey Richards, but at the same time, I kind of was hoping it was more like of an actual original, like sort of day one-ish.
Should have been James. Should have been James Storm,
Hey, we did see James Storm and Chris Harris on the show, though.
They should have had Cabal on there. I think that Cabal.
I mean, he's still wrestling.
I mean, they could have just had him come out of nowhere. It just would have been perfect.
They should have had Curry, man.
But I mean, this match was good. I was excited. I didn't realize Magnus or Nick Aldis came back to Impact. At least
he didn't really come back because, like,
well, I mean, I got that. I was just saying for this in particular. I knew he wasn't really back.
Like the build up to this, they just showed him on like a
Magnus.
On the build to this show. They just showed like a match graphic. They just showed, oh, Nick Aldis is coming back. I'm like, what? They didn't even have him, try to stop an attack from Honor No More. They just brought him back.
Your world heavyweight champion speaking. But yeah, this was a good match, a lot of fun. I could agree with you, Casey. I feel like they could have probably did better than Davey Richards, but I would have more so liked to see Davey Richards like surprise Eddie Edwards. I know he still did, but just I don't know, it was kind of like anticlimactic almost. But anyway, Impact Originals won because if they didn't,
we would have rioted.
Yes. You guys got any thoughts on this at all? Besides, it was a match.
Adam says it was a match, which I think is him telling us to hurry up.
We're almost done, Adam. Almost done. Justin, do you have any thoughts?
Yes. I thought you were going to say some stuff, so I was going to let you talk.
I mean,
I thought this was so. When I was watching the show,
Justin, long story short, I would say this match made an impact.
Terrible jokes. Terrible. This is ICWP comedy hour. No, like when I was originally watching the show, I was like, you know what? I think it's gonna be Samoa Joe. I mean, that like because when they were doing that promo earlier on in the night, I got when they go like, this is one person that on our interviews, they go like, or whatever they were talking about, they go like, this is the one person that stuck out to us. Like it has to be Samoa Joe or maybe like Christopher Daniels, like you said, more of like an original.
Davey Richards is a former NWA champion. When
he is,
I could have swore they said the person was a former NWA champion. I'm not tripping.
I think he's signed with MLW right now. Has he won the MLW?
Well, I mean, I guess he could be a former NWA champion of some sorts.
I thought you said Nick Aldis because Nick Aldis, yeah, he is a former NWA champion.
No, it's about David Richards.
But no, I mean, it was cool seeing David Richards. The seeing the face of Eddie Edwards there, I thought it was hilarious. He was all pissed off. But no, this was a cluster of a match. There was a lot of spots happening. I even like seeing D'Lo Brown come out, hitting the sky high on the Kenny King, and then him climbing up to the top rope. I mean, D'Lo Brown, he's a big dude, but he could still hit that frog splash pretty good. He could
him climbing up to the top was the funniest moment of the night.
Hey, but he played it off pretty well. When he botched a little bit there, like he kind of slipped a little bit.
Twice.
When he slipped a little bit there.
Poor D'Lo. It was hilarious though.
It was hilarious. And then I also like seeing Earl Hebner, him, counting the pinfall. That was nice.
I was glad to see him there, especially since he just lost Dave. I was really happy to see him there.
And then also, who else was Kazarian's wife? What's her name?
Tracy Brooks.
Yeah, Tracy Brooks. And then, they said that Rebel was there, but Rebel wasn't there. Like so, even though they said that on commentary, I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, it was a solid match, but I'm usually not the biggest fan of I'm just kind of tired of seeing a whole 10-man tag team matches. AEW has ruined those matches for me.
Until Honor No More is no more. We're gonna see 10-man tag matches because that's about all they'll book them in.
This is true. But yeah, I mean, it was solid though, and I like throughout the night how they were, acknowledging, the past of TNA with, staying in the moment of Impact Wrestling.
It's nice to see the tribal chief.
The tribal chief, yeah, he's over here in Impact now.
Sidebar, DJ, you misheard. He is a former MWA champion, the Mad Wrestling Association. I think that's what they tried to make it sound like NWA to kind of fool everybody, but they were
I see what they're doing. Queen of the Mountain match for the knockouts.
What'd you say there?
Mickie James was the special guest enforcer in a referee shirt, pretty much. It was Deonna Purrazzo, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, Tasha Steelz the champion, and Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace won this match. Fun stuff. Mia Yim trying the little Shelton Benjamin thing and getting the shout out from Shelton Benjamin. That was a lot of fun. That was cool. But yeah, this was pretty good. everybody's like, why did Jordan Grace win?
You're gonna bash on Jordan Grace, aren't you?
People, no, not at all. Like I'm.
Wait, what?
Somebody had mentioned that she worked hard, and she's like, she just looks better aesthetically. She just looks better. She's gotten leaner, gotten stronger. I hope she has a good run because I didn't like her first run way back when. She came off a little generic to me. I honestly think she'd be better as a heel, but she might be too nice as a person. But I think she'd be really fun as a heel. But
some of the nicest people in person are great as heels.
Well, I would say Casey, but he ain't nice in person either.
This man always. I'm about to say something, and then Justin just says what I'm about to say. Just says it. You don't even ask. You don't even say, "Hey, is it cool if I say this?"
But you were thinking the same thing. We're on the same wavelength.
Say that. No, but like honestly though, some of the best heels are the nicest people, which I feel like makes sense because like you can.
Who wants to be a real heel, right? Like,
what? I'm a real heel.
Wants to actually be a heel. Anyway, okay, all right. Queen of the Mountain was fun though.
I'll punch a kid in the face.
I'm glad they brought this match back. This is one of my favorite matches.
The reverse ladder match.
I've always loved this match. I don't know what it is about this match, but I've always loved it. I've always loved it. The penalty box, hanging the title up, as stupid as it is, I've always loved it. Always loved it. I don't know why.
And then you have to
unhook the title. Literally one of my favorite matches. Like I don't know what it is. This freaking match. Y'all got any thoughts on the Queen of the Mountain match? I actually decided to keep my car door open until tomorrow when I get back in it, just because.
Because this is.
Justin, you got any?
No, this was a really good match, but they did my girl Tasha Steelz dirty here. She got pinned so many times in this match here, and also couldn't
get pinned during her title run, and now
you need to kick out.
This is true. Also, I don't understand why Savannah Evans got kicked out of this match because I mean it's no DQ, but I mean Mickie James could do whatever she wants. I mean she's a referee.
Enforcer.
She's an enforcer in this match.
Enforce her.
She's the enforcer.
Enforce her. Because
that's terrible. Also, I like the table spot when Deon Purrazzo and Chelsea Green went through the table. I completely forgot that table was sitting there. Like when they were going, like when it was Mia Yim when she was pushing over the ladder. I completely forgot. I go like, wait, what are they gonna go through? I go like, oh yeah, there's tables out there. So they went through that. I like how Jordan Grace she had a muscle buster in this match. I thought, paying homage to Samoa Joe. There was a lot of wrestlers paying homage to Samoa Joe in the show tonight, which I thought was cool. I like Mia Yim jumping off the penalty box. I thought that was pretty dope. And even the spot you said about Mia Yim doing
who was that? Kurt Angle who did that?
I thought it was. There's many people who have done that. I think Christian Cage has done that at one point. AJ Styles, I think he's done it once or twice, maybe. I don't know. I even like the spot with Mia Yim running off the ladder. I thought that was pretty cool. But no, I mean it was a good match, and Mickie James was being very not impartial, but she was being very enforceful in this match, trying to prevent Deonna and Chelsea Green, which I feel like those two women are going to make a tag team and eventually go for the Knockouts tag team titles. But, yeah, I mean, I'm done talking now. Good match. I enjoyed it.
This is from Adam.
Okay. We're on to the main event.
All right. Main event, Eric Young, Josh Alexander. Excellent.
We have 2 minutes to get through.
I don't like. My thing is though, I disagree with Justin. You put two of the best workers that Impact has in a ring together, it's gonna be a good match, and it was a good match. Josh Alexander is one of the best when it comes to the future of Impact. Eric Young has been a good cornerstone. And that title run that everybody hated that he had when he first when he had the beard and the nipples, that title run was a defining title run for Eric Young. Eric Young has not become who he is today without that title run. So if anybody didn't get that joke, it's because he got Daniel Bryan comparisons. And I always used to say, "Oh, really? Because he had a beard and nipples?" I don't know. It's just always a thing I used to say. Yeah, probably taken out of context.
That's another one that's going on TikTok.
This was a great match here. I really enjoyed it. Like my thought, like I said, my thoughts going into the show were like, oh, I didn't know how this match was going to be, but no, this match was amazing. Like they were doing a lot of callbacks in this match, with Josh Alexander hitting the best moonsault ever, from Christopher Daniels. Even like I said, we had some Samoa Joe stuff going on here, with the face wash and the kick in the corner from Josh Alexander. Even saw some stuff from like when Eric Young hit the stroke, Jeff Jarrett's finisher.
Oh, that stroke.
That stroke. Get your head out the gutter. Get your head out the gutter.
Speaking of TikTok.
And hey, you shut up. I also like the Styles Clash that Josh Alexander hit, and like the transition that he did into the ankle lock. That was really good. Even the guitar over the head of Josh Alexander, that was good.
That was good.
I mean, it was a really good match. Like I said, a whole bunch of callbacks in this match, and even when Eric Young was like tearing up the ring, exposing the 2x4s, I thought that was good. I mean, they just recently did that on the Go Home show, but I thought it was cool here. But yeah, I mean, Josh Alexander retained title. And I kind of wonder what's going to be like, which direction they're going to be going in next with Josh Alexander, because I feel like his character needs to grow more. Like he can't be the sympathetic babyface anymore. Like he needs, like I said, his character needs to grow more. Which I guess we'll see if that happens here. But
Casey, you got any thoughts on the main event of the evening?
I didn't watch it, but with that being said, it's Josh Alexander and Eric Young. I mean, like DJ said, you put two good workers in a match, they're gonna put something really good together, and I'm sure that they did. And I'm happy for Eric Young that he was in the main event for the 20th anniversary, being one of the originals, being one of the best. I think he was a lot of times was eclipsed by a lot of other really good stars that Impact had in the past, like AJ Styles, for example. But I think he definitely deserved this to be in that main event spot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll do it for the Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2022 review. As always, you can watch us YouTube if you're listening, and if you're watching, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere where you can Google us, because we are indeed Googleable. Also, Pro Wrestling Tees. I need to put that on this graphic. ProWrestlingTees.com/ I don't know what the actual link is, but
what about the OnlyFans?
Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast on Pro Wrestling Tees. Don't think we have an OnlyFans.
We do.
We got a Patreon.
We have an OnlyFans.
Exclusive Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast content.
This is where you can see. This we can see more of the exclusive stuff.
You can see tax in the booty.
You can see Eric Young in the stroke.
And beards and nipples.
But as always,
and the stroke.
I mean, you can do the stroke. Right? Like beards and nipples.
As always, we're gonna see you guys on the next one.
When are we gonna get monetized?
When we get 1,000 subscribers.
Those
I will say this until